Money Kings! This is the debut of the Money Kings Empire YouTube channel. I'm going to just do some analysis here on the USDJPY chart. USDJPY, one of my favorites. Okay, so right now I'm on the day time chart. That's my favorite one to use next to the weekly time chart, but I'll be sticking to the day time chart. Alright, so basically what I see here, this trend line right here, it indicates all along has been going in a very bearish trend. Very bearish trend. Up until it hits this one right here. That's when the whole entire market just flipped right over. And then I had to retest this line right here. So, for example, I retested this line right here. Let me get rid of this. Don't need that. Don't need these. My apologies. I should have gotten these taken care of on the first before I even started this. Alright, so basically I see right here that there is huge resistance on this trend line right there. I'm gonna just alright. I'm just going to highlight these just to show that this trend line is very significant, and that is exactly what this trend line is doing. That's exactly what this price is doing right here. Let me just highlight this area over here. Alright, so where is price going to go? Where is price going to go for the USDJPY? Alright, so price, I see it has hit this trend line right here. If you can see this trend line right here, I'm going to highlight that for you. Alright, and right here you can see it has been very productive in hitting this trend line right here. I really like to use the bright and colorful trend lines. I don't really like to use the dull looking ones. As long as I get to see it, as long as you get to see it, that's all that matters. Alright, so based on history, we see that history loves to repeat itself. And right now, everything should be going in a very obvious downtrend. But price has hit right here before already. And now price is at this level right here of resistance, the 109.56. Let's zoom in. Okay. Now, price right here has hit this trend line multiple times, and I'm going to color that. I'm going to highlight this. And I'm going to change that to this. Alright. Just to show that it has hit the trend, this resistance line right here. I'm going to color code that one more time over here. Alright, let's see where else it's hit. Alright, so you can see it's been very productive. I'm going to highlight this over here. Alright, so now bids the question, what will happen in the future? And that's where we're trying to make the money at. Alright, as you can see right here, it's turned into resistance, not a support. So basically resistance is supposed to reject this line, so it should be going down and it should be retesting this line. But we see here, right here, price has to retest this top trend line right here, and that's what it always does no matter what. See right here, it went down all the way down, then had to retest on this trend line. Now it's hitting this trend line right there, then you see that. So that's why this price right here, as of right now, I am declaring that it should definitely be hitting this green trend line, the uptrend line right here. And right now I'm going to create a flag, trend line, I'm going to change the color of the trend line as well, just so that way we can distinguish it. I'm going to turn it into a very dark blue. Money keys! Sometimes I just gotta say it. Alright. And then the next trend line, just so we can finish up this flag. And yes, it's not the prettiest looking flag, but pretty isn't what we're trying to aim for. We just need to get the idea of where price is going. Alright. So basically, let me try one more time. But accuracy is very important. It's always important to keep these lines as accurate as possible, just so that you can get a better analysis. Alright, so as you see right here, I technically just made the trend line start right here. So basically, as you see right here, it will definitely test on this bottom line right here, and then it'll test right here. So the next move that it should make, it should be going down to either test this trend line, this support / resistance line. It should turn into support right here. This right here is a support line. It should be a support. I'm going to adjust this right here. So basically, in this area right here, this is the zone. I'm going to delete this line. I'm just going to create a zone, a reversal zone. Because price is not going to be exact. Price will always spread itself out. So that is why it's not really so accurate to keep doing straight trend lines all the time. That's why I don't use straight trend lines all the time to do my analysis. Get rid of them when I don't need them. Okay, so in this area should be the price reversal zone. And price right here is where it normally will change. So, to conclude, I'm going to draw an arrow right here. Price should reverse right here. And eventually, when it hits this bottom trend line, one more arrow, it'll retest right here for resistance. Alright, and I'm going to highlight this area right here, and I'm going to change the color as well, just so it can be very distinguishable. Change that. Change that to black. It's the gray area right here. Okay, so this area right here is the most important area right here. Price is supposed, I'm saying right here, price is supposed to go down right here, and it will test this trend line right here. In this area, it should test this trend line and this support / resistance line. and it should be resistance. Now, this is where the trade comes in. If price breaks through this line, it's a buy. If price tests on this trend line right here and it does not break through the trend line, it will be a buy. It's a buy. If it does not break, if it basically breaks this trend line right here to go up, and it tests on this one and does not break. If it does not break this trend line right here that I made up right here, then that means it should go up. Alright. Now, let's say that this line right here is resistance. Now, I'm going to change the color of this just so we can make it more easier to tell what it is. I'm going to turn that into hot pink. Alright. Okay, so now if this line becomes a resistance line and doesn't break through this line and breaks this blue trend line right here, then price will go down there. It will be a sell at that point. See what I mean? And then it will test this area right here. I'm going to highlight this area. It will test this area right here. And once when it happens right here, if it tests this area right here, it will then go back up to test this line right here, or it will break through so that way it can test this trend line going right here. And then once when it tests that trend line, it will be a sell, because as we see, this major trend line right here, once it's tested, this major trend line has not been broken right here. It has not been broken. So once it's been tested, if it tests there and it's resistance, then it will be a sell, definitely. And it will be in this formation. Now, and for this one, I'm going to change the color of this one. Turn this into red. Alright. Now, basically, if price ever breaks this trend line right here, this top trend line, sky's the limit. Alright. Now, that is my analysis of the Usdjpy chart on the day charts, on the day time frame. And so just to conclude, price has tested this area right here. I created the flag, that's in blue. It will test this area and it will go into the price reversal zone. And it will test this blue trend line right here. If the blue trend line is not broken, I repeat, if it's not broken, it will be a buy. As long as this blue trend line is not broken, it will be a buy. No matter what, as long as the blue trend line is not broken, it will break this resistance line right here. And then it will retest as support. And then it will go to the next reverse zone. That will be, well, it'll go to the next resistance line right there. And then as long as it stays in the flag, then it will be a buy. Now, if price does not break, if price decides to test on this resistance line right here and breaks this line right here, it will be a sell, and it's going to retest on the 107.452 level. And then once when it retests on that one as if it's a resistance, if it's a support line, if it tests as support, then it will go up to here and it will try to test on this downtrending on this bearish trend line right there. And as long as it does not break this, as long as it abides by what history has shown in the past, right here, right here, right here, right here, that's already 4 examples right there. As long as it does not break this line, which red line indicates, sky is the limit. Alright, so that is my analysis on the Usdjpy chart on the day time frame. I am out, and always remember, Money Kings! We getting there. Let's get it.